Howdy folks, here we are back in the mines, back for some Shadows of Brimstone Apple Turnover Gang. We are again from the Black Fang Tribe Mission Pack. We are doing mission number 3, Tribal Relics. So, approached by a group of Indian shaman on the road into town, they tell you of 2 ancient and powerful relics of their tribe that have been lost in other worlds. For generations, our tribe has been guided by the spirits through these relics of our people. Now we feel that, although the ancestors have given us visions of where these relics can be found, our old enemies, the Black Fang, are also seeking them. You must help us. If the Black Fang steal our relics, it will destroy our tribe. So the setup, as you can see, is the mine entrance map tile leading to a T-junction. And you get a gate on either end. Place one of each of the 2 tribal relic markers next to each gate. So you can see tribal relic. And there are 2 of these tokens. They each have a different symbol because they are each different relics, which we will get to. The goal, the heroes are racing to recover 2 tribal relics that have been lost in other worlds. They must find these relics before the Black Fang do. So this is going to force me into going into other world, folks. Alright. Special rules. Limited exploration stacks. So, you notice next to these there are a short pile of 4 exploration tokens. Each one of those has 1 token that has a random clue icon, and then there's 3 random non-clue icons in each of those stacks. They've been shuffled up. Each tribal relic has a global effect while the heroes are in the world that it resides in. So the Dreams of the Void, which is this one down here with the little kind of circular relic. All enemies in this world have the Nightmarish ability. So for every hit done by this enemy, they also take a horror hit. Also, while the lanterns in this world, whenever a depth event is rolled while holding back the darkness, 1 random hero takes a number of horror hits equal to the current space of the darkness mark on the depth track. And the second relic is the Amulet of Beasts. All enemies in this world gain a free elite ability. Also, while the lantern is in this world, the hold back the darkness roll needs to be 1 higher than normal to succeed each turn. Also, keep in mind, we leveled up to 3, so now all enemies have 1 elite ability as well. So that will be a little rough, but we will see. So this is a Black Fang adventure, so we still have the theme for Black Fang, so potentially enemy encounters will be Black Fang. Also, I'm going to bring this up, Black Fang Adventure, so whenever you draw 1 or more encounters, 1, 2, or 3, you also draw a Black Fang encounter. Those are encounter cards. Common enemies, whenever a threat card is drawn, we'll roll 1, 2, or 3, 1, 2, or 3. Instead, they're attacked by Black Fang, and again, 3 or 4, it's going to be a Paradise of Black Fang Tribesman. If that roll is a 1, it also has a War Shaman. And then, if Black Fang are encountered 1, 2, or 3, they have a Black Fang trait for them. So that's kind of how that's going. There are no gates beyond these first 2. An objective dread for this mission, any growing dread cards currently in the stack are resolved and then discarded when each of the dread objectives below are discovered. So basically when we find each of the artifacts, the current existing growing dread will be revealed. So, finding a tribal relic, dread objective. Each time the heroes find a clue icon, they have discovered the location of the tribal relic in that world. Ignore any doors and attacks and encounters on the token. So those are resolved. Ignore doors, attacks, and exploration are resolved as normal. And also on a D6, 1, 2, or 3, the heroes must face an attack from Black Fang. They're also there to hunt down the relic. When all encounters attacks here are complete, the heroes collect the tribal relic. Each hero immediately gets to recover 1 grit or heal D6, health or sanity, any mix. Tribal relics' global effects continue to be active as long as they are in that world. Once the heroes have collected both tribal relics and all the enemies on the board have been defeated, the mission is complete. As a reward, blessed by the spirits, each hero will gain 1 sanity, or 2 sanity if tribal. Nobody's tribal, so it would be 1 permanent sanity gain. Failure, the heroes are cursed. Each hero immediately rolls on the mutation chart. So there you have it. So easy peasy. I think the idea will be, let's go after the beast one first, because the Hold Back the Darkness is more difficult there. And the enemies have a free lead ability, which means they're a little tougher, which means we should start earlier. Yep. And then we'll go to the other one. So let's go ahead and Hold Back the Darkness. We're going to use that the Void Lantern to see what we get here. 7 is good, so we will go ahead and move. So Bechamel, she gets to move 3. 1, 2, 3. Doc and Pete are now both on initiative 4, so let's go ahead and move Pete. He moves 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Doc will move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, Hold Back the Darkness again. 10 is good. Bechamel moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pete moves 6. He'll go ahead and look through. Let's see what other world we get. Okay, and it looks like it was Targa. So we find a frozen path. Alright, let's kind of shift some of this stuff around, folks. Boom. That should make everything doable. Sure. Figure out what the best way is to ensure that you guys can see some dice. Okay, there we go. We'll move that as necessary. So we take. So this is the first token for there. And then Doc gets to go. Doc gets to move 2. Is that correct? Yeah, he does not get a bonus to movement, so... oh, but he does have the cavalry boots, which gives him +1 to movement, so... Go a little bit farther. Alright. Nothing else. So Hold Back the Darkness. Double 3s will fail, so... Bechamel takes 1 horror hit. So she fails, so she's going to take 1 point of sanity. Pete fails. He takes 1 point of sanity. And then Doc takes 3. And he saves all of his. And then double 3s in the mines. Our Creeping Darkness moved the darkness 2 steps forward. Ouch. And that gives us a darkness card, which is Dark Possession. So anytime a hero takes 1 or more wounds from demon enemies, they also take a corruption hit. Alright, that's kind of sucky. That was Holding Back the Darkness, so let us move. So Bechamel can move 5. Alright, so I think we're going in. Or do we actually go in, or does... Well, yeah, I mean, we'll have to go in. So I think maybe Doc and Pete will go there. Bechamel can hang out behind them. She can move 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what? Let's just move everybody in. 5. I'm assuming that it's going to happen. Pete... Fair enough. And then Doc Can move 5 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So I am going to move this kind of out of the way. We know where we are, where we're coming from. So let's see what this is. It is one exit and 2 encounters for that one. So, whenever we draw 1 or more encounters, let's see if there's also a Black Fang encounter. There is. So we have 3 encounters, 2 target encounters, and a Black Fang encounter. So, target encounters. Let's see what we get. We have a scream beyond time. So an alien scream of agony and fear echoes through your mind as you stagger backwards, clutching your head. Visions of doom that came to target flashing before your eyes. So everybody makes a Spirit 4+ test. If successful, gain 10 experience for each 4+ rolled. If failed, take D6 horror hits, and then. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Bechamel has a Spirit of 1. She fails, so she's going to take a D6 horror hits. She takes 2 horror hits. Fair enough. She fails 1, makes 1, so she's going to take 1 more point of sanity. Doc has a Spirit of 2, 3, 4. So he makes his. And then Pete has a Spirit of 1. And he makes his. So they're all good. I should have counted those for experience. I think it was he had 3 successes, I think. 3 4+ for experience. Alright. Then a random hero makes a lore 5+ test. If successful, you have relevation. He can choose a darkness, encounter, or growing dread card currently in play and discard it. Alright, so random 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is Pete. Pete has a lore of 3. Indeed, a lore of 3. Nothing else. So 5+ test. He succeeds. For each roll, he can discard it. So we will discard the 1 darkness card that we drew. Excellent. Alright, that was encounter number 1. So next encounter, target encounter, is a sealed chamber. Along one wall of the room, a massive metal door is sealed. Large black hoses connecting it to machinery and a console. What were they trying to keep in there? Select a random exit for this room and place an end cap there and a marker. This represents the door. Oh, which reminds me, we need to place the exit here. And then choose. We can use the console to open the door, cunning 6+, successful, gain 40, and the massive door opens, draw a map tile, and place that map tile, replacing the end cap. Pull 2 exploration tokens on this map tile, but ignore any doors on the tokens when revealed. Leave it sealed, something's better left unknown, no effect. Okay, so... Okay. So what that means is... Alright, so... Let's do this, hold on. Alright, so let's see which direction the original opening was. It is to the left, so here is the massive door. Okay, so the massive door means that we can keep down the number of rooms we have to open. So especially with what we've got here, we've got 3 tokens. We're going to drop 2 tokens when we go in to the sealed chamber. It is a cunning test, which then would allow Doc to potentially gain a grit. So I think rather than going this way, that's the direction we'll want to go. But we also have a Black Fang adventure, or encounter. So the Black Fang encounter is dripping from above. You feel something wet at the top of your head and instinctively reach out to touch the spot. Bring your hand down, you hold your fingers into the light and find them smeared red with wet blood. Horrified, you look to the ceiling only to find it covered with mutilated bodies hanging upside down from long chains and hooks, their dead eyes staring back down at you. All heroes take a d6 horror hits, and then... So, Bechamel takes 5 horror hits. Wow, so we are actually getting a lot of horror hits this episode. She is actually going to take 3 more points of sanity damage. So that puts her at 5. It might be worth using some whiskey time. Doc takes 4. And he saves all but 1. And then he has Spirit Armor, which does not block it. So he's going to take 1 point of sanity. And then Pete takes 5. Ouch. And he is going to take 3 as well. Okay, so then, one hero makes a lore 6+ test. If successful, you'll recognize the brutal work as of the Black Fang. Gain 20 experience the next time you are ambushed. The enemies do not get the bonus. If failed, draw a Growing Dread card. Lore. So who has the best lore? Let's see. So Pete has, looks like a 3. Yep. Doc has anything? Anybody have anything that gives anything to lore? Bechamel, but she currently has it, and she's a 2. So 3 is the best. So let's do with the expectation that Doc is going to get another grit. I'm gonna have Doc take it. So 3 dice, needing a 6 or better. He does not, but Bechamel is going to spend a fortune, okay, to take this 5, and we're going to increase that 5. So she's going to do a luck test, of which she has a 5 luck. She needs at least 1 success. She gets 2, so that it does push that up to a 6. And that lets them succeed. So, the next time we are ambushed, the enemies don't get the initiative bonus. Nice. Sounds like a good plan. So I think, again, we're going to have better odds coming here to the Steel Chamber, opening it up, doing everything that's there, encounters and fights, and potentially have the the artifact there, and we can get that done. Oh, you know, I'm going to kind of retro back. No, I won't. I forgot that the darkness is 1 higher because of the beast artifact. I think I rolled a 7 for one of the times, although maybe that was in the mines. Oh, it couldn't have... Yeah, because we weren't in here. So never mind. It hasn't... I don't need to retro anything. Sorry about that, folks. So what do we have? So it is the start of a new turn. So this is where we need an 8 or higher. We get a... excuse me. Double 3s, which again pushes the darkness 2 steps forward. Oh no, we are in Targa. Hold on. Okay, no, so Targa is still on double 3s. Creeping darkness, move the darkness 2 steps forward. So that gives us another darkness card, which is always watching. All alien enemies are +1 initiative and +1 damage on ranged attacks. Okay. And then Bechamel does take one more point of sanity damage. Pete saves his, and then Doc takes 2, fails 1, but the spirit armor saves it. So that is what that is. Oh, you know, I think I was supposed to automatically do the sealed chamber cunning test to open that up. So that was a cunning of 6, needing a 6+, and he gets it, and the door opens. So we draw a map tile, redrawing passages, and it is an ancient street. Alright, so zoom out just a smidgen here. Sorry to make it a little bit wider for you guys, but kind of turn it this way since we're coming this way. And we do know this is a blocked off room. Can you guys see everything? You can. Excellent. Can you see the box? You can. Excellent. Okay. So we know, and then we know that there are 2 of these exploration tokens in that room as we opened it up. Now, of course, they are not. Excuse my reach. We're not revealed yet, though, because we have to get into that room to reveal them. Okay. Put 2 exploration tokens on the map tile and ignore any doors. Gates still work, however, we have no gates, right? So we can't have any gates, so therefore they are all sealed, which makes sense. This is a sealed off room. Hopefully this is where it is. If not, we know then that it is up here. So that was holding back the darkness. Sorry, that was a little bit retro. Does not actually affect anything though. We had held back the darkness, rolled double 3s. So let us, in fact, I can zoom in just a smidge for you, get a little bit closer. It's not as far out for you there. So Bechamel has the high initiative. Oh, but I do have her blocked off there, don't I? Well, she'll roll to move. Alright, and she can't do anything. So she's going to be kind of stuck there. That is the downside of putting Pete forward as opposed to her. Actually, her health is up to 21. I actually probably can have her run forward a little bit. Let's go with Doc. So Doc, we're going to stop just short. And then Pete moves 2, 1, 2. Okay. All right, and the target otherworld for the snow. 1 will do a wound, no defense. 1 or 2 will get you a grit. So that does get Pete a grit. And then let's hold back the darkness again. A 10 is good. So Bechamel will get to move. Good, she can move 6. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll hang out there. Doc. Yep, he'll go there. Pete. Ooh, alright, so Pete moves 1. He gains another grit. He actually can't carry another grit. Oh, he actually can't carry, hold another grit. So I guess he'll move forward with it. but he does take 1 wound for that. And what else? That's it. So let's reveal these tokens and then see what happens. Alright, so neither one is the one with the clue token, unfortunately. So there is an encounter and an ambush attack. So, let's see the encounter. So do we have... should make sure you guys see this. So, 1 encounter and an ambush attack. So, is there an additional Black Fang encounter? There is not, so just 1 target encounter. Oh, did I forget a second? Target encounter? I think I did. Oh, no, I didn't. Because I did the Scream from Beyond and the Sealed Chamber. Okay, just making sure. Suddenly I was like, wait, did I? Alright. So this is the Forbidden Passage. An eerie passage leads away from this room. It is cold and dark and chills run down your spine. This room has an extra door in addition to those. So how does that work? Does it really... until you've found 3 passages, then attach these passages in a continuous chain. But not supposed to have any passages. I think I'm going to redraw this, because it kind of defeats the purpose of this room. Although I don't know, that is a forbidden, foreboding passage. But I think this is supposed to be a sealed chamber. Let's redraw that. So, it is gurgling in the dark. You stop, dead in your tracks, frozen in fear. A hideous gurgling noise can be heard from the dark shadows on the far side of this chamber. Well, that makes sense why it was closed off. A raspy wheezing interspersed with wet and slimy breathing. It's difficult to even consider stepping further into this room. Anytime a hero ends their move on this map tile, they must make a willpower test. If failed, choose one of the following: Growing Dread, Move the Darkness, or take D6 sanity damage, ignoring willpower. Okay. Well, we don't need to go in there, other than the fact that Bechamel might be stuck in there. Because, again, these 2 tiles are both considered, on that. Squares, are both considered on that tile. So we'll need to try to get them off, and obviously, though, Doc can move through. So, we have the attack. So, instead of the attack, I should say, potentially instead of the attack, let's see if it is an actual card or if they are Black Fang Tribe. So, D6 roll, 1, 2, or 3, it's Black Fang. It is not Black Fang. So, let's see what we get. Okay, and we found a Darkstone Hydra, which seems kind of, appropriate. Again, it's another big beastie that was hidden behind the door. It is, however, an ambush. So who is he going after? He is going after Doc. So we can kind of put him wherever we want. Well, we can put him here or we can put him here. And I think I would rather put him here. Well, no, because we would like Bechamel to be able to back up. The downside would be Doc, but Doc does have... And we can kind of lure him backwards. So let's put him there. It is an ambush, but he does not get the +1. Or the +2. He is... so the Darkstone Hydra is initiative 5, extra large. Has fear 3, so if you start adjacent. Darkstone Radiation, if you end your move adjacent, you're going to take some corruption hits. Slither, so you move through other models. He can move through other models. He has regeneration. Is at 20 health or less, it's -1 combat. At 10 health or less, it's -2 combat. He has 5 per hero, 10 plus 5 per hero, so he is at 25. Moves 12, escape 4 plus, 3 plus melee, 3 combat doing 5 damage each with a 3 defense. He also has 1 elite ability. Sorry, 2 elite abilities because he gets an extra 1 for this. So we have a 3 and a 4. So the 3 is a Crushing Grip. Any hero that fails an escape test adjacent to the Darkstone Hydra takes 3 hits that are 2 damage each. And a 4, Long Fangs. Critical combat hits are now plus 2 damage. So he is now doing 3 attacks with 7 damage each. Ouch. Alright. Darkstone Hydra. Alright. So let us hold back the darkness, because it is the start of the new turn. A 7 will fail, because we are +1 while we're in here. So what do? Bechamel goes first at initiative 6. So first she has to take her 3 horror tests, fear hits. She blocks 2 of them, so she's going to take 1 more point of sanity. In fact, she's going to go ahead and drink her whiskey from her coat, which will heal for 5, because nobody else can use that. Well, I guess she could technically, use it just on somebody else, but she'll use it for herself. She still has 1 in her side bag. So where are we? Bechamel, right. So she's going to try to escape. So it is a 4+. She succeeds. Good. So she backs up 2. Yeah, she'll go back up 2. And then she will shoot at him. A 4 and a 6. So 2 hits, one of which is a critical hit. So let's do the critical hit first. The critical hit does 7 plus 1 damage for the Darkstone bullets, plus 1 damage for her High Roller skill is 8. It ignores the 3 defense, so that is going to be 8 wounds. Okay, and let's, and he had 25, correct? So we take off a 10 and 2. All right. That gives a stun token to the Hydra, which reduces his defense down by 1. So we'll roll the other damage. Is a 2 plus 1 for the Darkstone bullets, plus that's 3 minus 2 for the defense. So that is going to be 1 more wound, and will trigger a second stun token. Alright. It is now the Hydra's turn. The Hydra was going after Doc, so he is going to go ahead and attack. That's 3 dice. Hitting on 3s. Ooh, very nice. For us, that's 1 hit. Doc defends. Excellent. Excellent. And it is now you know, let's have Pete go. You know, oh, Pete should lasso him. Well, I don't know if Pete wants to lasso him now or later. Because the simple fact is, right now, where he is, it means Pete has to fight him on that tile. And I don't really want to add Growing Dread. Oh, well, actually, he can take the sanity damage, ignoring willpower. He has the spirit armor. So let's do that. So let's lasso him. That gives him an extra -1. And then Doc will roll to move. Oh, Dog has to make the fear test. Okay. He takes 1. Spirit armor. Doesn't take any. A roll to move. He does not going to move anywhere. So let's go ahead and make the attack. So Doc has a cunning of 6 for the Tools of Science. That's 6. He has +1 combat because of the Tools of Science. He has +1 combat because of the Feathered Hatchet. So he is rolling 8 dice. He is Ginsu. Oops. In the box. Hits on 4+. Okay. So he's got 1 critical, 3 regular. I'm going to spend a grit to re-roll these. Wow, look at that. Doc may finish him off here. I also do have to remember, it's at the end of the move, he takes a d6 sanity damage. So he's going to take 2 sanity damage, so that's going to be 2 from the gurgling. The sanity spirit armor blocks 1, so he takes 1 point of sanity. Alright. There was that. Alright. Well, with 3 critical hits, I think that's probably going to kill... Well, no, maybe not. So the 3 critical hits. With that, so that's going to be 7 wounds. That's certainly not enough. Okay. But we've got 5 other hits. And these are +1 damage. And he's got... and there's -2 defense and 3... So 3 defense minus 2 defense is 1. I got +1. So these dice are just straight up. This is damage for these dice straight up. So there is 12, which will be enough to allow Pete to kill him. Hooray! I thought that was going to be a little bit scarier. Although it did help again that that the Hydra rolled super poorly, and Doc did block. All right, Doc killed somebody. Yay! So he has a 50% chance of gaining a grit back, and he does not, of course not. But that did get rid of the Hydra, which now we can put on Doc's resume that he killed a Hydra. So now he's +1 on defense roll to hits against Hydras. And I think that is retroactive. I don't think but I'm pretty sure we haven't run into a Hydra in this series yet. So I'm just going to make sure that, and we know we have Black Fang. But maybe, because, you know, if you get that later on, trying to remember everything, so it might only start from that point forward. Huh, that would be a good question. All right, well, obviously it's not here, so that is where the artifact is, so we need to go over that way. So, oh, sorry. End of the battle, catch our breath, Bechamel. recovers 3. Good. That heals her 2 sanity and lets her recover a fortune back. Doc recovers 2, so he gets to heal the 2 sanity he did. And then Pete. Pete will get a d6 and 4, so he will take 2 sanity and 2 wounds. Is what he's going to heal. Alright. So, let's hold back the darkness. Oh, loot cards. Getting ahead of myself. I'm so anxious. So anxious. Getting ahead of myself. So, loot cards. Bechamel gets a gear card. Doc gets 250, which would be nice. And Pete gets 1 Darkstone. Plus, when we kill a Darkstone Hydra, every hero gains D3 Darkstone. So Bechamel gets 1. Doc gets 3, so that's 4. And then Pete gets 2. So that gets us 6 Darkstone. That fills us up quite nicely with Darkstone. And we have some extras. Okay, so let's slide this down a little bit here. Make sure, because we are heading that way. So let's hold back the darkness. Brand new turn. 8-sided dice. That would be great to roll 8-sided dice for holding back darkness. I apologize. Although that was double 7s. Double 3s again. That is not working very well. So Bechamel takes 1 point of sanity. Pete saves his. Doc is going to take 2 hits. He saves both of his. But we advance the darkness 2 more. That gives us a Growing Dread card. Okay. So we have a Growing Dread card. And what do we do? Bechamel gets to move. So she gets to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's not going to look through yet. Pete can move 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Doc gets to move 3. 1, 2, 3. And recover a grit. Alright. So there we are. Let's hold back the darkness one more time. 8 is good. Bechamel rolls to move. She's good. She will look through. And we find the Hot. Okay. Go ahead and get rid of this one here. We don't need that. Put that down. We know there's no exits. Okay, and we know the last relic is in here. Okay. Let's make sure we can see. There we go. All right. Pete rolls a 4. Oops. So he's fine where he is. Doc moves a 1. That does mean he gets to move 2. He does get another grit, which he can't use, but he'll... Oh, actually, no, he does have a max grit of 3. Forgot that was his level up. Nice. He does take 1 wound. And that is the end of their moves. So let's reveal. Boom. So it is an encounter with the token. And then what else do we do with the relic? So we need to roll once they've been resolved. And then on a 1, 2, or 3, we're also attacked by Black Fang Tribe, who have somehow gotten here ahead of us, and we didn't notice. So let's resolve the encounter. Now, do we have a Black Fang encounter as well? We do not. So it is just 1 target encounter. And it is moving shadows. The deep blue shadows here seem to move independently of the light. You think your eyes are deceiving you until one random hero makes a Spirit 5+ test. If successful, the shadows recede. Draw a loot card. If failed, you are pulled screaming into the shadows. Take 3 hits and 3 horror hits, with each doing 2 as you claw your way back. All right. So who takes it? Hopefully Pete. So 3 or 4, 5. Sorry, Doc. I meant. So that was Pete. So Pete makes Spirit 5+ test. Oh, he saves it anyway, and he gets a loot card. Awesome. I will take that. And that is going to be $100. Okay. Thanks for $100. Don't mind if I do. So, that was the encounter. Do we run into some Black Fang? 1, 2, or 3? We do not. So we got there ahead of them. That would have been kind of weird if we did. So, or if we didn't. So now, do we actually have to pick it up? What do we do? No, we just completely... when all encounters and attacks here are complete, the heroes collect the tribal relic. Each hero can immediately recover a grit or heal D6. And then we have to run back. So, Bechamel will take a grit because she's not at max. Doc will heal his 1 wound. And then Pete, I think he's at his max, and he is going to heal 6. Which I think is actually just enough. Yeah, he has 4 wounds and 2 sanity. So he fully heals himself. Awesome. And we have the first relic. So we need to get out of here. Back to where we once belonged. Alright, so let's hold back the darkness. 10 is good. Oh, Bechamel stuck. Damn it, I did that again. Oh, actually, it wasn't on purpose. Doc could not move. So, or, you know, I guess he could have used a grit to move 1 farther, but didn't seem like it was worth it in case if there were enemies there. So, Bechamel has to stay there, unfortunately. So, Doc can move 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pete can move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to try to get back out of this other world so that we can return our depth track to not having the +1. Again, hold back the darkness. Double 5s. Double 5s in Targa are Echoes of Death. 1 random hero in the target plateau takes 2d6 horror hits. That is Pete again. He's going to take 4. Well, at least it's only 4. He fails 3 of them, though. So he takes 3 points of sanity. I can deal with that. All right, Bechamel, the big move. No, so that gives her a wound and a grit. She can move an additional 5. So 1, she has +1 is 2. and then 5 is 7, so she can move 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will fix that in a minute for you folks. She's on the T junction. We can kind of scooch that in a little bit here. You guys can see. There we go. Pete will move 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he'll go ahead and look through. Let's see what we see. Okay, and it is Jargano. Go figure. Interesting, not grabbing the new stuff. It's some of the new ones, but whatever. The Native Americans go old school. So, with that said, now what do we want? I was gonna look through. So let's see what tile it is, and it is the ribs. All right, let's rearrange this all. So that you all can see what is going on. There we go. The ribs. The McRib is back. There we go. So that is what Pete finds. Oh, quick rewind a little bit. For the loot card for the Hydra, we did find a gear card, which is a pickaxe. So to sell. And I did forget, by the way, to sell the Scaffordat. So we still got those just kind of hanging out to sell next turn. It was pointed out that if I had sold that, I would have had enough money to purchase the artifact, but I had forgotten about it, and we had kind of moved on. So no big deal, no big worries. That was Pete. So it is now Doc's turn, I do believe. And he gets to move 3. I think that's... I went through all that. I couldn't remember if Doc had already gone or not. But that's fine. We're going to pause while... sorry. That was Bechamel. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That makes more sense. So we're no longer in the other world. We can get rid of this. Boom. So we are free and clear with the Beast Relic. So what do we have with the other relic? What does that one do? While we're in that world, everybody has the Nightmare. All enemies have the Nightmarish. And whenever a depth event is rolled while holding back the darkness, one random hero takes a number of horror hits equal to the current space on the darkness marker, which is 7. So doubles is going to start getting bad, which would be the downside. The darkness has moved quite a bit for having this Void Lantern. And I know there's a big discussion on Board Game Geek about it. It has moved up significantly. Pretty much entirely because of rolling the double 3s, which moves the darkness up 2 steps. So, just saying, it's not impossible for it to happen and get pretty high. That said, let us hold back the darkness again because it's a new turn. We are back down to 7+ though. A 7, so that works. Bechamel is moving. She gets the big 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I go in? I'll say no. So Pete rolled a move. He's fine. Doc, if I can, that will go 4. So 1, 2, 3. All right, we're just gonna hang out there. Don't want to block Bechamel off because we'll let her step forward. At least 1. So one more turn. Hold back the darkness. 7 is good. Alright, Bechamel. She gets a 6. You know what? Said we've got enough. I think she's going to go ahead and go 1, 2. And step forward there. So, Jargano, as a reminder for folks, any attack is an ambush on a 1, 2, or 3, but heroes are +2 on all rolls to catch your breath. So, Pete, step forward 2, and then Doc is going to go like that. Alright, let's see what we get. We are attacked. 1 exit, and we are attacked. So which direction is the exit? The exit is straight ahead. So we want to close off this direction. We are attacked. So what are we attacked by? Are we attacked by Black Fang? We are. We are attacked by Black Fang tribes. And that was a peril dice of Black Fang. We were attacked by 6 Black Fang. Alright, hold on. Alright, so 6 Black Fang. Split some of these guys up just for looks. That is a lot of Black Fang Tribe fellows. Alright. And do they have a trait? They do not. Okay. But what is their elite ability? Their elite ability is 1. Pillage. Any hero that takes 1 or more wounds during a Black Fang Tribe's activation must roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, that hero must also lose 1 Darkstone that is stolen and placed in the Darkstone pool. Okay. Both Pete and Doc have loose Darkstone that can be stolen. Oh yes, and they have the Darkstone pool, which is a peril dice +2, so 3 + 2 is 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay. And they are initiative 6, so they are going to go first. Really wouldn't make too much of a difference there. Alright. So let's hold back the darkness. Double 6s. Free heal / grit. Well, everybody's maxed grit. I guess it's the free heal. So Bechamel, she had 1 wound, 1 sanity, so she'll heal both of those. Doc's full up, and then Pete has 3 sanity to get rid of, which is good. So, and also we need to remember these guys are nightmarish. So let us move forward. So he's going to move here, and he'll move up here, move here, move here, move here. This is going to be a lot of hits, or a lot of attacks anyway. Alright, let's start over here. So that fellow does 3 dice. to Bechamel and then to Doc. So 3 to Bechamel. Alright, it is a 5+, so there's one hit. Uses one of their Darkstone to add an extra D6 hits. So 6 total hits on Bechamel. And then 3 dice on Doc. Ouch. Okay. That's going to be a lot on Doc. So he gets an extra D6 as well. Remember, it only counts. You can only actually do it once. Actually, let me just make sure. Yeah, okay. So he does an extra 5. So that's going to be 6 hits as well. So both of them take I took her die, didn't I? Yes, so she had 6 hits. How many did I roll for Doc? 5. So 5, and then 1, 2, 3. So 8 total dice. So let's go ahead and do Doc's first. 8 hits, so he gets 8 defense. Blocks 1. Ouch. He will obviously spend a grit to reroll all of these. Whoa, and that was a grit well worth it. So he took 1 out of all that, which does 2 points of damage. Okay. Bechamel was hit 6 times. She fails 2 of them, and I think she'll take them. So that's going to be 4 points of damage. Alright, he can only hit Doc. So he'll spend that one. So 3, 4, 5. That's going to be 5 more hits on Doc. Doc. Poor Doc. Blocked 1, that's 4 hits. Yeah, he'll spend the grit to reroll these. Blocks 2 more, so that's 4 more wounds. All right, him. You know what? Let's come this way. Try to spend these on Pete at this point. So he attacks Pete. 3 dice. 1 hit. Pete defends it. He attacks. 3 dice on Pete. There, we'll spend 1. Get an extra D6. So 2 hits on Pete. Pete blocks 1, so he's going to take 2 wounds. Now this guy has 3 dice on Doc. Miss, miss, miss. Alright, now this fellow, 3 dice on Pete. Good, uses up their last Darkstone. So that's 1 hit plus 3 hits. That's 4 hits total. Pete blocks 1. He'll take them. So 2, 4, 6. He'll take the 6 wounds. Okay, and then 3 on Doc. Miss, miss, miss. Alright. You know, I forgot I could have lassoed. Well, it wouldn't matter. I've got extra. So, we're going to go ahead and lasso him. Just so then he's stuck. I could only lasso once, so. And since there's one more than would fit, it won't make a difference which one that is. Alright. We start with Bechamel. Oh, crap. I completely forgot they're all nightmarish. And for each hit, there are horror hits. I think Bechamel had 6. If I remember this correctly. So she's going to take 3. So this is going to have to be approximate, folks. Because I don't remember exactly how many. I think Doc took like a total of 8, 9, 10, maybe? Total from all of them. Oops. Well, that was pretty pathetic. I'm not going to spend the grit, though, so we're going to just use his spirit armor. Hopefully block a few more, so that's going to be 4. It's not too bad. And then I don't remember, Pete took like 4. He didn't take too many hits. So 2 more sanity. Something like that. I apologize. You know, all these extra special rules for this. So, Bechamel's turn. So Bechamel, roll to move. 2, she's fine. She can't go anywhere, so she's going to shoot. Obviously, has to hit the one next to her. There's a 6 and a 3. She does get 1 free reroll. Is a 7. Alright, so that is 2 critical hits. And they are plus 2 damage each, which means our minimum's 3. He's got an endurance of 2, so that's going to be the minimum of, or the maximum of 4. Unfortunately, 4 wounds that we can do because of their endurance, which is, you know, pain in the butt. And does give him 2 stun markers. Not that it's going to make a big difference. All right. Let's go with Doc next. So Doc has 8 dice. Yay! He has 2 free rerolls, plus he has the grit if he needs it. Hitting on 4 or better. So unfortunately, he didn't get a good enough roll where he can just use his free reroll, so he'll have to spend the grit to reroll these. And obviously, again, also no criticals, which is unfortunate. Ow, that sucks. I really needed Doc to... and it's not worth spending the fortune to reroll those, I don't think. Well, so the critical we're gonna kill. We'll go ahead and kill this guy. Oh, actually no, because he's got stuns. So let's take one of the non-criticals. A 3 plus 1 for the feathered hatchet is 4. Minus his 1 defense, because it's 2 minus 1, is 3. It goes to a 2. So that will kill him. Okay. Alright, so now I've got a critical and 2 regular hits. So the critical hit will be the white one. And he's going to hit this fellow here, who's in front of both Pete and him. The critical hit does 1, which is unfortunate, so I couldn't actually... You know what? Bechamel will spend a fortune to let him re-roll that. Because this is 2 and 2, so this will... Actually, Bechamel will spend the fortune, I take that back, to try to increase it by 1. That's going to have better odds. Will it? I guess it doesn't matter. He needs a 2+, right? So we either need to re-roll and not get another 1, or, you know what? I'm going to roll her luck test. Boom. So she got it. She increased it by 2. 2 or 3. That's fine. So that is 2, 4, 6. And that is just their health. That lets him kill him. And that Doc killed one, so it lets him get a chance to recover a grit. Oh, I forgot he's +1 on defense rolls against the Black Fang. He does recover grit. So I have to remember that. He is now he's a 4+ defending against these guys. Well, good. So we're winnowing them down. So Pete's dual wielding. Again, we simply need hits. He takes a corruption hit, which he does not block. He gets his save in the box. He does not save, so he is going to take a point of corruption. Blah. All right. Okay. So 3 hits. He will spend a grit to re-roll. It's 1 more hit. So 4 hits. We're going to put them all on this one that's adjacent to both of them. We are -2, so 2, 4, 6. That will kill one. And then there's actually some left over. 2 points left over. It's unfortunate, so 1 wasted shot, but I guess I probably should have rolled 3 and then seen what happened. But whatever. That works. Because I forgot the trench pistol was +1. I didn't split them either. Oops. Yeah. I didn't add any extra. We're actually +2 damage, so really any hit would have... Because the bullets and the gun is +1, so... Highly likely with a defense of 2 that we would have been able to get 2 damage. Which is the max. Oh well. Basically just wasted 2 points of damage. That was it for the turn, so let's hold back the darkness. An 8 is good. So Black Fang on Doc. I forgot Doc does... I'm going to say he lost his 1 Darkstone. And I will say... Oops, sorry. Let's see if... Oops. Pete keeps his. Alright. What was I... Oh, I picked up his rolls to hit, didn't I? Alright. We'll re-roll his rolls to hit. 1 hit. 1 hit on Doc. Doc dodges. Okay. 1 attack on Pete. 2 hits. Pete dodges. Okay. He needs to make a strength check to keep that guy lassoed. He succeeds, so that guy is still lassoed. Alright. Bechamel gets a grit back. She's already maxed on grit. She hasn't used her grit. Well then, she can use it to move. So a total of 3. She's going to try to move past that Black Fang guy. Escape of 4+. She fails, but does move her up there 1 closer. And then she takes the shots. She gets double 8s, so 2 criticals. Yeah, that's fine. Maximum of 4 wounds. on him. Alright. Doc. Okay, Doc is actually going to move and be adjacent to those two. And roll his 8 dice. Okay. 3, 4. He's going to not use a grit. He's going to take his 2 free rerolls for attacking. He gets another critical. Excellent. So he is simply going to 2, 4, 6 wipe out one fellow. Does that give him a grit? It does give him another grit. And then he's got these 2. So we are plus 2 damage, minus 2, so even up. So 2, 4. So it's going to do 4 wounds to him. So he is almost dead as well. So Pete will be cleanup. So Pete rolls to move. Let's see. He'll try to escape. Excuse me. He fails, so he gets stuck there. But he will go ahead and roll his 6 dice. Have to do 3 and 3. So red dice are for the Fallen Gunfighter's pistol. And the Trader. Oh, he takes the corruption hit, which he blocks. Okay. So 1 Trader pistol, 2 Fallen Gunfighter hits. So let's put the Trader on him. So that is 4 plus 1 is 5 minus who did I say I was going after? Him. So that will kill no, that was going to be him. That's going to be 4 plus 1 is 5 minus 2 is 3. That is enough to kill him. And he gets his lasso back. And then he's got 2 more shots on him. He is minus 1 defense. So he's only got a defense of 1. So this is 1 wound, and this is 2 wounds. It's 3. He only had 1 wound, or 2 wounds left. And that will finish him off. Yay! Alright, so Bechamel catches her breath. She is a 6, 7, 8, so she gets 3 healed. She's going to take off 2 sanity. Actually, it'll take off all 3 sanity. Because these guys are all nightmarish. Alright. And Black Fang over there. And loot cards. Oh no, sorry. Catch the breath. So Doc catches his breath. 3 plus 2 is 5, so he gets to recover 3 again. I think we'll heal the sanity because there's nightmarish here. And then Pete gets 1, 2, 3, so he gets 2, so he'll take the 2 sanity as well. He is at 8 wounds. Doc will go ahead and use a bandage to heal 7. Alright, and then loot. Bechamel gets an artifact. Doc gets an artifact. And Pete gets $50. So I need 2 artifacts. Hold on. Okay. We find Thufir Dust. So discard to cancel a Growing Dread card on a d6 roll of 4+, or to reroll a Hold Back the Darkness roll. Requires Spirit 3 or higher. That obviously must go to Doc, since he's the only one with a Spirit of 3 or higher. And then we have a Hearthbone Necklace. Spirit Armor 5+. Gain the keyword Tribal, which I guess we'll give to Pete, since he's the only one I think that can really carry it. You know, and the Spirit Armor wouldn't be, for him, wouldn't be bad either. Okay. Phew. Alright, let's hold back the darkness. Double threes. That again moves the darkness 2 steps forward, gives us another darkness card. Alright, which is Restless Dead. Undead enemies are +1 initiative, +1 move. Alright. Bechamel. Moves 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then she will look through. And we find the spider hole. Alright. You guys see that? Alright, you can. Perfect. Not sure where. I guess I'll put this kind of over here. Yeah, you guys can see that. Alright. And then we take this top exploration and put it there. Alright. Pete can move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doc can move 3. 1, 2, 3. That's a little bit unfortunate, but c'est la vie. Alright, what's in here? It is 2 encounters, and it is the objective room. So, we need to close off this, because this is the last room. This is where the relic is, in the spider lair. Alright, do we have an extra encounter? We do not. So we just have 2 Swamps of Jargano encounters. Then we'll need to roll to see if we have Black Fang Tribesmen. Okay, so the first one are Gruesome Totems. The entire area is filled with stone-carved totems, hideous faces of monsters and serpents. One hero makes a lore 5+ test. If successful, you recognize this as a burial ground and search for offerings. Each hero can draw a loot card. If failed, our presence has not gone unnoticed. Attack and draw a threat card. Okay, so who's got the best lore? Doesn't really matter. I think 3 was the highest. We'll let Bechamel do it. Oh, she succeeds with authority. So each hero gets a loot card, huh? Alright, let's re-roll, redraw these. Bechamel gets an artifact. I did shuffle these, I swear I did. 1 dark stone for Doc. And we have D6 times 25 for, so 50 for Pete. Okay, and so we need another artifact. Hold on. Okay, and we find a Serpent Skull Helmet, Armor 5+. I think that definitely needs to go to Doc. Although not necessarily definitely, now that he has a little bit better defense. But yeah, we'll give it to Doc for right now. Alright, the second encounter card is going to be Carnivorous Brainflies. A swarm of vicious insects descends from the floral canopy to feed. Everybody makes a cunning 4+ test. For every 4+ rolled, gain 10 experience. For every die that did not roll a 4+, take 2 wounds with no defense. Alright, so Bechamel has a cunning of 5. In the box. Okay. Alright, well she got 4 successes. So she gets extra, and for one that didn't, she's going to take 2 wounds. So 1, 2. Okay, Doc has a cunning of 6. So he takes 2, 4, 6 wounds. He will definitely need to use a bandage on himself. And poor Pete has 3 dice. So he's going to take 4 wounds. Alright, so those were the encounters. Now we need to see if we are attacked by Black Fang. So 1, 2, or 3. We are not. So that will be the end of the adventure, folks. Just double check that that is the way that works. On the objectives, once all encounters or attacks are complete, yes, ignore any doors. Attacks and encounters are resolved as normal. Also roll a d6 on 1 or 2. The hero's attack face an attack from Black Fang Tribe. Otherwise, each hero. That's it. Once both relics have been obtained and there are no enemies on the board, it's complete. So everybody gains 1 sanity, or 2 if tribal. So I'm guessing since Pete now has the keyword tribal because of the necklace, he now gains 2. So that's permanent sanity. So Pete goes up to 16. Doc gets +1 and goes up to 16. And Bechamel goes to 15. Nice. Alright. Folks, thanks for watching. Interesting mission. Very interesting with the way it splits and splits the encounter tokens. So that definitely was interesting. Didn't run into too many Black Fangs. Not too many enemies either. The Darkstone Hydra was cool to see. Although now that I think about it, I drew just a medium threat, and I should have drawn an Otherworld encounter. As opposed to the medium threat, which pulled the Darkstone Hydra. So, but I think story-wise, thematically, the Darkstone Hydra fit better. You know, it was locked behind that massive door, and that sounds like something that needed to be, kept in a particular room, right? Locked off. So, I mean, Doc getting the Tools of Science. Honestly, I think the Tools of Science and the Trusty Pistol are just overpowered. And especially the Tools of Science, I mean, I know it's expensive, but you can buy it. At least the Trusty Pistol, you have to find it. Getting the equal to a stat, even with a capping it at 6, is just simply... I mean, he's rolling 8 dice. Even with just 6 dice... and he's +1 damage on all of them. It's making short work of a lot of the enemies. Like, especially, well, I mean, even the Black Fang. I mean, I desperately needed that number of dice against the Black Fang with their two endurance. And it still took a couple rounds for him to go through them. But I definitely... poor Bechamel with her 2 dice. Granted, they're shotguns, so they're hitting pretty well. They're critically pretty well, and they do a fair amount of damage. But against the Black Fang Tribe, they're capping it at 2 damage makes them not as useful. I mean, obviously the stuns are helpful as well. Anyway, town will be next. We've got some Darkstone to spend, and Darkstone icons and corruption hits to take, and all of that goodness. So I hope you enjoyed the episode and seeing kind of what the mission is. We have town, and then we have the 4th and final mission for the Black Fang Tribe. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe and like the video. I would appreciate that. It helps tremendously. And if you haven't checked out my Patreon page, I ask that you at least go look, even if you're not interested in providing any monetary support. But of course, monetary support would be greatly appreciated. You can go as low as $1 per video, although that can actually even go to, you can put a max and go to $1 per month. So even that would be helpful. There have been a couple small videos for patrons only, notably a character kind of overview after we just leveled up to kind of go through all the cards and everything that they've gotten. So that is up for patrons. if you are so inclined as an incentive. So check the link down in the description, because YouTube doesn't let us put it in the videos. Down in the description there is a link to my Patreon page. If you haven't already, at least go look. I'd appreciate that. And thanks everybody, and I will see you next week for Town. Bye bye.